Hello everybody and welcome back to day 2 of my foam squishy tutorials. Every day this week I'm posting a new squishy tutorial, and this one here is actually based on a comment that I got recently from, I want to say, Nivy Doodles. Is that how you pronounce it? Nivy? N-I-V? Nivy. Hello, welcome. First of all, thank you so much for your comment, and second of all, I hope you enjoy this tutorial. So I have been a big fan of little dumplings forever. When I seen this one going viral recently, I was like, yes, I'm gonna be all over that, but I keep finding fake ones in the store near me. I don't know what it is. Lots of places have been ripping the original one of this off, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna make my own, save my money, make my own. So I thought, what better than to try and make this into a foam version today. So here we are, we're going to be making the dumpling and the packaging as well. So I've ramped on a little bit too much now that I've missed the actual footage and doing the voiceover part to it, so you can rewind it a little bit to see what I actually mean. Anyway, what we want to do is take some foam and shape that into a cylinder like shape. The top half of the cylinder, you want to just snip this down, leaving around about 1 centimeter in the center, and you just want to smooth that out, almost creating like a little funnel shape at the top. For the bottom half, you want to round that out into a rounded circle like shape, kind of like your dumpling would be. You just want to keep smoothing until this shape here is completely smoothed out, almost like a teardrop shape with the top of it cut off. Once you have it all smoothed out, what you want to do is create some snips around the top, as I would have just shown you how to do, just to create those fold / pinch marks of the actual dumpling. So just get your dumpling shape all shaped out, all smoothed out, and then we're going to get to painting and turning the foam piece into a squishy. I always say this on my videos, but the way that I create my squishy paint mixture is by taking acrylic paint, mixing that 50-50 with fabric medium, and then mixing the whole lot of that 50-50 with PVA glue to make it go further. And this is definitely more budget friendly than using just straight up fabric paint. You can of course use fabric paint if you want to, but it will cost you a lot more than just making your own. So what I did here was I created 4 layers in total on my piece, leaving it to dry in between each layer. I stabbed my foam piece onto a barbecue skewer, painted on one layer, let it dry, painted on another layer, let it dry, etc. until I had 4 layers built up of that cream colour. Then decided I wanted my dumpling to be one of the glitter ones. So I actually used some fabric paint by the brand Scribbles. This is just like a clear fabric paint but with gold glitter in, and it dries back really smooth and really flexible, so it's perfect for this job. I did 3 layers in total of the gold glitter, building up to a piece that I liked where it still kind of looked transparent but still had enough glitter on there so you knew it was supposed to be glittery. For the final touch on the dumpling, I then added a little face, painted on some black eyes and a little mouth, and then 2 little pink dots either side of the eyes to act as blush. Next, to move on to the packaging, I found an old tea light holder on my desk which is actually full of craft supplies, and I drew around that twice to make the top and the bottom of the dumpling kind of packaging. I made sure that this circle was going to be able to fit in my dumpling, and I also then just measured the outside of that using a piece of string and made sure that the pieces of paper that I was going to be drawing on were going to be long enough to wrap around the circle. It did take me a few times to get the texture and the weaving right of the packaging, and to be honest, I noticed where I was going wrong, so I mapped out my shapes first of all on this brown craft cardboard just to save me from having to colour the whole thing in basically. And I went with like a yellowy brown alcohol marker, and I just drew on this sort of check sort of pattern. I then realised it needed to be closer together, and then I realised what the trick was to getting this weaved like texture. So it was drawing on a crisscross pattern with my alcohol marker first of all, just leaving kind of even gaps between them, but not too loose of a weave. They needed to be quite close together, but not so close that they were touching each other. I then realised that for every 3 little squares that I drew, I needed to go down and outline those like horizontally, and then the next 3 I needed to do vertically. So 3. So I basically drew 2 lines down along with 3 of the boxes, and then I drew along 3 lines horizontally off the next one, and then I drew 3 lines vertically, 3 lines across horizontally of the next square, and so on. Hopefully that makes sense, but if you actually just practice this a little bit, it is really satisfying in the end to actually finally get in the flow of this. I had on a show, what have I been watching recently? Buffy the Vampire Slayer, actually, that's what I've been watching, and this here, it took me 40 minutes to get all of those crisscrossy patterns on. I decided to use the one where I made the weave a little bit wider anyway for the bottom, because it didn't really matter too much, you wasn't going to see it, so I did actually go ahead and use that piece rather than create another one. So what you want to do in order to put all your packaging together is actually just cut out your pieces, your top circle, your bottom circle, and your 2 strips. So the strips for mine, I made one of them 6 centimeters and one of them 3. You want to make the top part half the amount of the bottom part, but you want to make sure the bottom part can obviously still still hold your dumpling squishy in it. So whatever your measurements may be, but that's what mine were, 6 centimeters, 3 centimeters, and then I had those 2 circles. So I did actually cover mine in tape before cutting them out as well, because I thought that it would be fun for them to all be shiny. So I covered them in tape, then cut all those pieces out. To join them together, I took the larger strip to begin with and taped it down around about 2 inches at a time, because I felt like that's the most I could kind of handle. So putting a piece of tape just overlapping on one edge, I cut that down into little tabs, and then I took my circle, aka the bottom part of the dumpling pot, and I just rolled it along the edge of the card, folding over those tabs as I went. Every so often I would add an extra bit of tape on there to make sure that I wasn't adding too much so that it was getting stuck all over the place. I was cutting those tabs down and then folding it over, keeping it nice and neat. For the end part, I just cut it down to 2 sides, stuck that down into place, and then just carried on sticking that together. So then I had my bottom part complete. As you can see here, the dumpling fits in there just perfectly. Next, I needed to repeat those steps on the top circle using that smaller piece just to create the lid. This here I did make sure just to do it slightly bigger than my base piece so that it could obviously fit on the bottom part of the design. To add on a little handle, I just took an offcut piece of one of those side pieces, cut that down into around about a centimeter strip, and then folded it around and created 2 little tabs on either end, and I just stuck those down into place using some tape. Again, to make sure that this lay nice and neatly, I just cut some tabs on and folded those over just to make sure that it all stayed nice and secure and it was all nice and shiny. And with that being done, I left it there. I felt like I added some stickers or something, but I thought, you know what, keep it sweet, keep it simple, and that's where I stopped. So this is how the squishy itself turned out, like the little dumpling. I think it is delightful. Have I ever made a glitter squishy before? No. Why? I don't know. I've been doing this for 8 years now and I have never made a glitter one. So I'm thrilled that I finally put that 3D fabric paint to use, because I've had this in my collection for just as long as I've had this channel, I think, but it was still working and it didn't dry up. And yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It's actually turned out really smooth and like smooth and soft texture. It looks like it would be gritty. It almost looks like sand on camera, but in person it's actually really, really shiny, really glittery. Like it refracts light really, really well, but it does feel really smooth to the touch. And yeah, I'm thrilled with that. The slow rosiness of it is just perfect for me. It just, yeah, I think it's so cute. I love how it fits in the packaging as well. Like it is a really, really close fit in there. Like if you put the lid on and then shake it around, it doesn't move around, which I really like. I think making a ton of these, like all in different colors, would be adorable. I would like to attempt a paper squishy version or another squishy version, like a non-foam squishy version. So if you want to see that, then let me know. But this is a foam squishy, remember, and I shall be back tomorrow for another foam squishy tutorial, so that one will have to wait. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for the request, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Bye.